Have you ever had the blues? You know just how I feel. If you ever had the blues, you know just how I feel. Well, I'm about to lose my loving gal, Lucy. I feel the well, I love you, woman, but I can't stand your low-down ways. Yes, I love you, woman, but I can't stand your low-down ways. Well, you got me in trouble, and now I'm serving days. I deal the I'll write me a letter, send it to me by mail. Yes, write me a letter, send it to me by mail. And send it in care of the Birmingham jail. I deal the well, I never will marry, never gonna settle down. Lord, I never will marry, never gonna settle down. I'm gonna be around her till the police gun me down. I deal the thank y'all so much. Old Jimmie Rodgers here. It's good to see y'all out here today. I was born in 1897 in Meridian, Mississippi, right down the train track from here. I'm in the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Blues Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Songwriter Hall of Fame. Got me one of them Grammy Awards, and had my picture on a postage stamp. So that's a pretty good run for an old boy that didn't last for about 30 years. But I'm so proud to be up here with y'all. Oh, I knew all along, right off the bat, music was what was in my blood. I ran away with a traveling medicine show. I won a little contest. I reckon I was about 13 years old. And left out and played a couple of shows with them, singing and yodeling, singing, Won't You Come Home, Bill Bailey. Daddy found out I was gone. He was a railroad man. He came in and found out I was gone. He said, son, you either going back to school or you're going to take your little job on this section crew out here. So I didn't like school much, so I signed up for water boy on the section crew on the Mobile and Ohio Railroad. Had a big time, good Lord. He had a track gang out there, a bunch of black fellas, and any time they would have a little downtime, they kept the banjos and guitars in the wagon. They let me play right along with them. You know, I wasn't singing much yet, but I was soaking it all in. They call me the singing brakeman now. miles away from home, sleeping in the rain. Well, I walked up to a brick man to give him a line of talk. He said, if you got money, I'll see that you don't walk. I haven't got a nickel, not a penny can I show. Get off, you railroad bum. And he slammed the boxcar door. Odele, idole, oh, odele. Well, they put me out in Texas, a state I really love. Wide open spaces all around me, the moon and stars above. Nobody seems to want me or lend me a helping hand. I'm on my way from going back to Dixieland. My pocketbook is empty and my heart is full of pain. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train. Odele, idole, oh, odele. Lord, I love that railroad and that rambler. I reckon I worked off and on about 14 years, riding that high iron, Florida to California, everywhere in between. Met a lot of good folks and learned a whole lot of good things to sing about, and just loved that rambling around. And I was out in Tucson, working for the Santa Fe. And before I'd go on my downtime, I'd find me a little musician job somewhere, playing and singing. And, I ran afoul of my railroad folks out there. They decided I was doing a little too much extracurricular activities, playing music on the side. That and a little bit of trouble with Rule G. Y'all know what Rule G is, don't you? You can't work for the railroad. You can't drive the train and take a little nip when you're on the job. They didn't like that much. They cut me loose out there in Santa Fe and out in Tucson. And, I loaded up, took my folks back to Mississippi. I'm growing tired of big city life, tired of the glamour, tired of the night. In all my dreams, I'm roaming once more back to my home on the old river shore. Days are darkened to me everywhere I roam. I miss the Mississippi. always alone and blue, so longing for my homeland, muddy water shore. I miss the Mississippi and you. Odele, odele, ole, ole, odele, 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 odele. Memories of bringing happy days of yore. I miss the Mississippi and you. Still, mockingbirds are singing around the cabin door. I miss the Mississippi and you. Rolling this wide road, always alone and blue, so blue, longing for my homeland, muddy water shore. I miss the Mississippi and you. Odele, odele, ole, ole, odele, Mississippi and you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Lord, I didn't hang around Meridian long. Always on the move. 1927, I loaded up and headed to Asheville, North Carolina. Got up there, done everything I could to pay the bills. Worked as a janitor, drove a taxi, had a little radio show, and I fell in with a bunch of boys called themselves the Geneva Ramblers. That was right on, they played right along the Tennessee and Virginia line, so they made that little name up like that. We caught wind of a fella, Mr. Ralph Peer was recording people, playing music up in Bristol, right on the Virginia and Tennessee line, and we decided we'd go up there and make a big impression. We'd been playing little barn dances and radio shows and stuff. Had a falling out on the way up there. I decided the band ought to be called Jimmie Rodgers and the Geneva Ramblers. They decided they wanted to stick with the Geneva Ramblers, so I went on my own and recorded by myself. Got up there and done a little tune on Soldier's Sweetheart I wrote about a friend of mine that was killed during World War I. And another little tune, little lullaby, Sleep Baby Sleep. Had a few more, and one of them I wanted to record, and Mr. Peer and the record folks said, "Oh, I hate that. Said, that's nothing. That's just old blues. Nobody's interested in anything like that." But he finally relented and let me go ahead and record it. And we let it get out, and they couldn't stop it. It took over. It went over with the hillbilly crowd, and the blues crowd, and the Tin Pan Alley crowd, and the pop crowd, and it sold 1 million records in 1929, in great old big $1929. You can dang well bet Mr. Peer liked it then. Sounds like this. Yeah, Chief on Texas, Chief on Tennessee, thank you, sir. Yeah, Chief on Texas, Chief on Tennessee. Big Chief Arthur, gal made a red out of me. Oh, if you don't want me, mama, well, you sure don't have to stall. That's right. If you don't want me, mama, you sure don't have to stall. I can gather up more women than a passenger train can haul. Oh, I'm gonna buy me a shotgun just as long as I'm tall. Singing blues, boy. Gonna buy me a shotgun as long as I'm tall. I'm gonna shoot poor Thelma. Says she treat me like a dirty dog. Oh, I'm gonna buy me a pistol with a great long shiny barrel. I'm gonna buy me a pistol with a great long shiny barrel. I'm gonna shoot that round up that stole away my gal. Well, I'm going where the water drinks like cherry wine. I'm going where the water drinks like cherry wine. That Georgia water, you know it tastes like turpentine. T for Texas, yes ma'am. T for Tennessee, oh Lord, yes they like it then. I recorded some more sessions in time. Had some hit songs. There wasn't any such thing back then. But they were playing them. Nobody had ever made any money with this music stuff before. But Lord, we had it coming in hand over field. I was recording with orchestras and hillbilly bands and blues bands and even a Hawaiian combo. So we were just making it up as we went. There wasn't any rules about that kind of stuff then. You just played music. And it wasn't long till I was packing houses, traveling all over the place, living like a star. Raking that money in, went out to Hollywood, California. Talked about making a movie with a bunch of my buddies, Mr. Laurel and Mr. Hardy. Never did quite happen, but we made a 10-minute video, they call them now, singing Braden, singing a song or two. Had a mighty big time. Making friends everywhere I went. Well, Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts. Oh Lord, how they did love. Swore to be true to each other. True as a star, but Lottie was a man who wouldn't do her wrong. Oh, Frankie went down to the corner just for a bucket of beer. She said, Mr. Bartender, has my loving Johnny been here? Lottie, he's my man. He wouldn't do me wrong. Oh, I don't wanna cause you no trouble. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I saw your lover an hour ago with a girl named Ellie Bly. Lordy, he's your man. He was doing you wrong. Well, Frankie looked over the transom. She saw to her surprise that black hood kimono, pulled out a little 44. Hey, root it 2, 2, 3 times. She shot right through that hardwood door, Lord. She shot a man. He was doing her wrong. Oodly, got oodly. Bring out 1,000 policemen, bring them around today. Lock me up in the dungeon cell, throw that key away, Lord, I shot my man. He was doing me wrong. Bring out your rubber-tied buggy, bring out your rubber-tied hat. I'm taking that man to the graveyard, but I ain't gonna bring him back, Lord, and he's my man. He was doing me wrong. Well, Frankie said to the warden, what are they going to do? Well, the warden, he said to Frankie, it's electric chair for you, Lord, you shot your man. He was doing you wrong. Well, this story has no moral. This story has no end. This story just goes to show there ain't no good in men. Lord, I shot my man. He was doing me wrong. Oh, a little story about Frankie and Johnny. Thank y'all for that. Lord, there's been a whole lot said about my career, a whole lot written about it. I don't know, some of it's true and some of it's not true, but sort of live by the old adage back in them days. If they like you when you're nice, they'll forgive you when you're not nice. We didn't have all that press age of hype and stuff back then. Lordy, I love the women, I love them all the same. I love the women, I love them all the same. But I don't love nobody well enough to change her name. Well, the women make a fool out of me. Yeah, Papa scolded me, Mama said and cried. No, no. Papa scolded me, Mama said and cried. Said I had too many women, any little boy my side. Well, the women make a fool out of me. Hey, odely, odely, hey, odely. Said when I'm in the parlor, all the girls think it's a treat. When I'm in the parlor, the girls think it's a treat. Even in the wintertime, they turn off the heat. Well, the women make a fool out of me. sad one right there. Have y'all ever heard of Will Rodgers, the cowboy philosopher? All right, Will Rodgers was a good friend of mine. We did a tour out in the West, Dust Bowl days and things. Folks losing their land. And we done a little Red Cross type tour out there. It made up $3 million to help folks out. We'd had Dust Bowl, and then there come a flood right behind us. Will was a real dear friend of mine. I always enjoyed playing out west. Got a few songs from out there, too. Way out on the windswept desert, where nature favors no man, where the buffalo found his brother at rest on the sun-bathed sand. He said, my brother, what ails you? Has sickness got you this way? Well, his brother never said, for his brother was dead, been dead since we last met. Odally, howdy-odally. Big cheese, buffalo nickel was a mighty man his day. He never once used a sickle to clear the bushes away. He'd roam round from tent to tent to eat everything in sight. He loved to squawk everyone he saw. He loved a new one every night. Odally, odally. One night on the windswept desert, I heard a big Indian moan. And I never moaned, for I knew what it meant, and I swore I'd never roam. It was dawn when I reached safety. My legs were certainly sore. I must have lost 50 pounds on that hot desert ground, and I would lose that many more. Odally, odally. He's Big Chief Buffalo Nickel. Thank y'all so much. Well, today I received your letter. You're down and out, you say. At first I thought I would tell you just to travel on the other way. But in my memory lingers all you once were to me. So I'm gonna give you another chance just to prove what you can be. Any old time you wanna come back home, just drop me a line and say no more you home. You had your chance to play the game square. Since you left me sweetheart, you only left a load of care. Oh, but now that you're down, I'm going to stick by you. If you could only say that your roaming days are through, well, you'll find me here like the day you left me alone. Just any old time you won't come back home. Oh, you'll find me here like the day you left me alone. Just any old time you wanna come back home. Home, home, home. Which one of y'all shot? If you notice, I'm used to that thing. I didn't even flinch. You know, to this day, the hand of Jimmie Rodgers touched all kinds of music. They like to call me the father of American music. I don't know about that. I got to ride the trains, and I'd ride around, and I'd hear all these blues singers and stories that the hobos would tell. I saw a hobo come through here a while ago, talk to him. He had a story to tell. All them jazz horn clubs down in New Orleans when I'd be down that way. The church songs. Taking all that in, and the old folk ballads I'd hear when I was a kid. I just took all that stuff and soaked it up and listened to things and sort of mixed it up and took the stuff I liked and twisted it back around and gave it back to them. And that sort of filtered out into the different kinds of music they are today. You know, they say all American music been touched by the hand of old Jimmie Rodgers. Recorded 111 songs, and they're all still available, all still selling, sold millions of them. Every few years somebody will record an album of them. A few years back, Bob Dylan recorded an album of them with a bunch of his rock and roll and country buddies. And old Bob always liked that boy. He said I was a shining star on the horizon of American music, the one that started it all. The one that started it all, coming from Bob Dylan. That's a pretty big deal right there, ain't it, folks? Well, I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. No, no. I'm going to California, where they sleep out every night. I'm a-leaving you, mama, you know you don't treat me right. Oh, let me tell you something, a good gal you don't know, no, no. Let me tell you something, sweet thing you don't know. I am a do-right papa. I got a home everywhere I go, everywhere I go. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I got the California blues and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I might ride the plains, girl, I got no railroad fare. Odele, odele, odele. Listen to me, sugar, while I sing you this song. That's right. I'll listen to your daddy sing this lonesome song. You got me worried now. Oh, gal, I won't be worried long. No, no. I got the California blues, and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I got the California blues, and I'm sure gonna leave you here. I might ride the line, but gal, I got no railroad fare. Oh, the way, well, where was your mama when the train left the shed? Where was your mama when the train left the shed? Standing in my front door, wishing to God I was dead. Oh, I got the California blues, I'm sure gonna leave you there. I got the California blues, and I'm sure gonna leave you there. I might ride the blind, again I got no railroad fare. Oh, California blues. Thank y'all so much. I don't know, I guess one of the things I'm proudest of, but it just took what I heard, rolled it all together, wrote what I know, and made music out of it all. Well, there's a lot of boys and girls right now still doing the same thing. They're taking some of my music and some other things and listening to it and rolling it all together. You can ask them old boys like Elvis, Leonard Skinner, and Lord knows who else, the Reeves brothers. They'll tell you old Jimmie Rodgers was rocking and rolling in 1929, folks. Well, I had a friend named Campbell, used to rob and steal and gamble. He tried everything that was low down. He went out tomcatting one night, started a great big fight, till a big policeman came and knocked him down. He's in the jailhouse now, in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice, stop playing cards, stop shooting knives. He's in the jailhouse now. I'd be orderly, orderly, orderly. I'd be orderly, orderly, orderly. Well, Campbell broke jail one day. He decided to go away, but the police met him downtown at the train. The cop says, I've come for you. Campbell says that this won't do, but you see that Campbell never was my name. He's in the jailhouse now, in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice, stop playing cards, stop rolling dice. He's in the jailhouse now. I-dee-oh-de-lay, oh-de-lee-oh-de-lay, I-dee-oh-de-lay, oh-lay, oh-lay. In the jailhouse now, in the jailhouse now. I told him once or twice, stop shooting hard, stop rolling dice. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I saw his old gal Sadie. She said, have you seen my baby? And I told her he was downtown in the can. She went down to that jail just to throw his bail. And she says, I've come down here to get my man. She's in the jailhouse now, in the jailhouse now. So now you understand why old kid Sadie's in the can. She's in the jailhouse now. I-dee-oh-de-lay, oh-de-lee-oh-de-lay, I-dee-oh-de-lay, oh-lay, oh-lay. The jailhouse now, yes ma'am. Y'all have been a much very patient crowd. Put up with a lot today. Sure did enjoy coming up here to see y'all. Talk to y'all a little bit about Jimmie Rodgers. Yodel at you. There may be a test later on. Do we have any yodelers in the house? I was counting on you. Got a couple more I'll do for you here. The latest Jimmie Rodgers song. How about that? The latest one. I wrote this song with a fella named Britt Gulley. On a train, true story, on a train between Birmingham and Meridian. Kind of spectral and all. Daddy said, Dixie, just come on home if anything don't work out. And Dixie found out about some places I'd been, and Dixie caught the next train south. So I rolled into town, the windows rolled down, calling her name out loud, singing these blues, searching every face in the crowd. I ain't blue about Birmingham, but what's a boy to do? And I can't blame that old man for what she's put me through. But I can't hate a railroad trains and most anything that keeps my Dixie away from me. I ain't blue about Birmingham, no ma'am, I'm blue about Dixie. Well, these city streets, they ain't got me beat. I don't know what you heard. I ain't leaving Birmingham unless I leave with her. I ain't blue about Birmingham, but what's a boy to do? I can't get out of town for what she put me through. I can't hate a railroad train and most anything that keeps my Dixie away from me. I ain't blue about Birmingham, no ma'am, I'm blue about Dixie. Hey, oh-de-lay, ah-de-lay, oh-de-lay. Oh, yeah. Thank y'all so much. Last night as I lay on the boxcar, just waiting for a train to pass by, what will become of the hobo whenever his time comes to die? There's a master of yonder in heaven, got a mansion we might call our own. We have to work for a living, or can we continue to roam? Will there be any freight trains in heaven? Any boxcars in which we might hide? Will there be any tough cops and brakemen to tell us that we cannot ride? Will the hobo chum with the rich man? Will he always have money to spend? Will they have respect for a hobo in that land that lies hidden up in there? Oh-de-lay, oh-de-lay, oh-lay, dee-oh-lay, oh-de-lay, 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 oh-de-lay. Will there be any freight trains in heaven? Any boxcars in which we might hide? Will there be any tough cops and brakemen to tell that we cannot ride? Will the hobo chum with the rich man? Will he always have money to spend? Will they have respect for a hobo in that land that lies hidden up in there? Will they have respect for the hobo in that land that lies hidden up in there? Thank y'all so much. Okay, I'm back to being Britt Gulley now. Y'all got a wonderful day up here. This is our day. I've been in on one day, but it's been going on for 3 days, hasn't it? Oh, yeah. My wife had to stay home with a sick kitty cat. And I've been texting her and sending her pictures and stuff. I'm probably going to get a whooping when she wants to be here. It's a wonderful, great museum. Lots of neat stuff in there. Man, there's towns 3 or 4 times this size that don't have this neat a thing going on. And I thank y'all for letting me come up here and be a part of this. And y'all come see me when you get a chance.
Where are you going to play next, Britt?
Well, I'm from Kemper County, Cow Creek. That's north of Meridian, about 40 miles. Next Saturday, I'm supposed to help somebody with a benefit over in Neshoba County. I talked to somebody from Neshoba County a while ago. Got some things in Meridian. It seems like I'm getting further and further away from home with stuff. We go to England and do stuff and all kinds of stuff. And we were supposed to go last year, but the COVID knocked us out. So I'm kind of counting on us lining back up and doing that this time. But I play a lot in church. I write a lot of songs. I do this Jimmie Rodgers thing. I'm going to decide, too, every time it comes up, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to tell the Jimmie Rodgers story, and it takes somebody brave enough to try to yodel. I'm 2 or 3 different things, but scared ain't one of them. But y'all can find me on Facebook, and I'll usually let everybody know where. My name is Britt Gulley. Brittgulley. Keep them cards and letters coming, folks.
But not Merle Haggard.
Not quite Merle Haggard. I got about 40 Merle Haggard songs too, but not with the bow tie. You know, Merle recorded an album of Jimmie Rodgers stuff. Used a full band and it was wonderful. Horn section on everything. But my favorite stuff that Jimmie done was the stuff with the horn sections and such on it. And Same Train, Different Rider was the name of that Merle Haggard record. And if you see that anywhere, grab it. It's good stuff.
You have a Jimmie Rodgers record.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, Jimmie's guitar, this is not it, is the most valuable guitar in the world. They got it insured for $3 million, and it's in the museum in Meridian. When he hit big in 29, he had C.F. Martin to build him the fanciest thing possible. Nobody had ever done that before. And it was, I guess it was probably the first famous instrument. He put every embellishment on it he could. And it's in the museum down there. And several years back, a friend of mine, Alan Dale from Columbus, a record producer, had been messing with me about recording an album. Let's go back down in there and record some Jimmie Rodgers stuff. I said, man, they've already done all of that. There's no need to do it. He said, well, we ain't got to do it the same way. So, Alan was like an old Airedale dog. He was a whole lot sharper than he looked. And you on to something here. So we surreptitiously went into the museum and recorded this album at night. And it turned out good. There's a couple of Grammy winners on it. It was at Nashville. Some of them heard about it and wanted to be involved in it. But it was mostly just friends of mine that we played with. And they wouldn't let us get the guitar out of the museum, so we had to move Alan's recording studio in the museum. So we went in there and done all of that. And it turned out pretty good, and I played the $3 million guitar. It hadn't been tuned up in years. Since Ernest Tubb played it a lot out on the road. And went in there one night and we got it out of the safe and I tuned it up just a little bit and I listened and I looked and I smelled of it and I shined a light on it and all that. Got it up to pitch and it looks like it's going to be okay. We done that 2 or 3 times. And It sounded better. It took us a month and a half, I guess, going in there doing it as we could. But it sounded better the day we finished it than it did when we started, you know. Instruments will go to sleep, when it's what they call it, when you don't play them much. And there's a track on that album where I'm just sitting over there on the Miss Elsie McWilliams piano stool. She wrote songs with her. Her piano's in that museum too. And I'm just sitting over there playing, and we recorded that, and we called the tune "Waking Up Jimmie's Guitar," and it worked out pretty. And it was an honor to get to play that thing, because everybody was under the spell of Jimmie Rodgers and all them old country musicians. Ernest Tubbs kept the guitar out on the road for years, and you know, everybody. I bet Hank Williams even played that guitar. And I was just in awe of it the whole time. And what a blessing to get to do something like that.
Don't you build guitars?
I build guitars. I do. I work on guitars. Gulley custom made. This is not one of them here, but I could have brought some of them.
How did you learn how to do that?
Well, I've always been interested in that kind of thing, and when I was first learning how to play, Daddy could always fix anything, or build anything. So I decided, well, if Daddy can do all this kind of stuff, maybe if I apply this to guitars, I'll be able to do some stuff. And we figured out a lot of stuff, and I'd bought every book and read everything. And then the opportunity came to work for Peavy's Custom Shop in Meridian. So I got to apply it pretty well. And thousands of guitar necks, you know, I've made and fretted and all that kind of stuff. And anybody would get pretty good at it if they had to do that many. So made a good bit of progress with it. It's always music. Always goes back to music with me.
And your other gig is racing cows?
Yeah, I got some cows. Anybody need a cow? I saw a milking machine over there. I could have turned a few black, white faces in here today. That'd have been.
Playing music?
I started my senior year in high school. I wasted 16, 17 years, I guess. And I always was crazy about it. And Daddy could play a little bit. And some friends of mine started a band, and I went over there one night to check this out and hear them. And my friend Danny Kirkland and distant cousin was over there playing guitar, and he was already eating it up. And I was, shoot, I've always been smart as Danny. He can do this. I think maybe I can too. So jumped right in at head foremost, and there were several of us started at the same time. And one shifts off on bass, and another one decides he's gonna play rhythm. And it threw me to, I went crazy with it. Took it too far, I guess.
Well, we're glad you did.
Thank you so much. I love coming up here with y'all. Thank y'all for having me. Wonderful day. Thank you.